What? You passed? How could you do that?
Jerry, my young friend. You're so naive. You are so naive. You know about a few things, but you are so far out of your element here, you're embarrassing yourself. Now listen to me. I'm negotiating. Negotiation. This is what you do in business.
Let me explain to you what you just did. If we pass, that's it. They go to the next show.
Ooh, I'm scared.
What do you think? They're up there going, hey, maybe we should give those two guys who have no experience and no idea more money.
Oh, what are we gonna do? I'm shaking.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Well, we'll just see.
Yes, we will see, everybody, because that's the way it feels for everybody. And welcome back to Big Apple Hockey. Almost forgot the name of our own show for a second. I'm so excited that we're going to be doing the show right now. I, of course, am your host, Mark Williams. That I do think I am worth $12 million as well, Igor. But one of us, actually, I don't think either one of us is going to get it. We'll see about that one. And, of course, the host of the Final Buzzer, Mr. John Filkowski. Whoop.
He did it again. The second week in a row, he did it again.
This is what happens when you guys change your locations.
I didn't change my location. I just logged in, and that's what happened. And you went and did that. No, that's a Mark messed up. That's not us. That's you.
All right, yeah. all right.
Gift counter 1.
Yeah. And here we go. Here we go. Well, fine. I'll take it. I'll wear it. There's Phil. And of course, the host of the Final Buzzer, Mr. Anthony Larocco.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, hockey news. Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God.
Right. Everybody.
There's 2.
Counter at 2.
Oh, geez, Mark. I mean, see, Phil, this is why I call him Tangaloa. I mean, there's just he's earned it.
Oh, I got about as much head trauma as Tua. So I'll you know what?
We're not talking about Tua Tagovailoa, Mark.
Oh boy, guys. I mean, it's a very exciting show that we got lined up for you guys because after all, the NHL season started, and while we're at it, there's a little bit of news coming out of New York right now. As Davey is talking about it right there. We're gonna get into all of that as we go into the A block right now. As Igor Shesterkin is making waves for New York Rangers and New York Ranger fans. Always remember, Big Apple Hockey trucker hats and shirts are available. The winners, your shirts and jersey are on their way. And, of course, the A block is powered by Seat Geek. Use the promo code Big Apple Hockey for $20 off your first order. And whenever Phil can, there'll be the Final Buzzer. And we're going to get more Islanders content in there, of course. But, guys, like I said, big news. Igor Shesterkin rejecting the New York Rangers offer of 8 years and $11 million. I mean, now the Rangers are going to 8 years and $11 million. Phil, I'll start with you. Everybody's heard too much from me already. How big of a problem could Igor's contract be?
Yeah, this is massive. He wants north of $11 million. And I know that this leak didn't come from his camp. It most likely came from the Rangers. I think this was definitely planned on their part. They definitely wanted to let teams know that this guy is asking for the sun and the moon right now. And I get it. He's the best goaltender in the league, but we're not in the age where goaltenders are playing 65 to 75 games anymore, like a Martin Brodeur or a Henrik Lundqvist. You're not seeing that. The goaltenders are getting capped at like 60, 62 games. So they're missing 25+% of the season. I think the NHLPA might be involved. I said this in the past. I think they might be trying to reset the market for goaltenders, using him and Swayman as an example. But Swayman not getting that supposed $10 million that he was looking for doesn't help Igor Shesterkin's case. I don't think Shesterkin's going to get $12 million from anybody. I don't think Vegas is going to line up and give him that. I don't think Toronto's going to give him that. I don't think any goaltender is going to get $12 million. I mean, if he gets his bag elsewhere, good for him. I mean, I get it. You work your ass off to get to a point where you're the best goaltender in the league. That's a lifetime of blood, sweat, and tears. I won't take that away from him. But I mean, I'm with you on this, Graves. I really am. And I'm going to call you by your in-ring name just because I feel like it. Because we're in the wrestling spirit because Marc is basically pulling a Tonga Loa all day. But yeah, should have figured this out 2 months ago. As they could have traded him and pivoted to replace him. They could have went after Ullmark. They could have gauged Ullmark's and Ottawa's trade talks, and they could have seen what happened. They could have went after Swayman. They could have went after somebody else. I mean, sure, will that be? I don't know if that's necessarily going to be a bargain. I don't know if that's going to be a bargain. How do they get to years 3 and 4 with that cap crippling their situation, with that deal crippling their cap?
That's where I got to jump in right there, because David had the comment below about maybe he's tired of being the man and he wants to be paid like that. That's not the answer either. Then you don't get more money, and where you can't distribute it to defensemen. This is what it's going to leave the Rangers with. Hope you guys like Zach Jones and Mancini or whatever. They're going to have an entry-level contract defenseman, at least one, on that blue line every single season while he's a goaltender. Phil, continue.
Here's the issue I have. The commentary from Trouba, the Beats, and others in the organization, when you hear the words "the last dance," that tells you that regardless of outcome, this is probably the last chance for this core. So if they're going to rebuild, why is it that they need to give a then to be 30-year-old goaltender a $12 million a year per deal for 8 years? You're going to pay a goaltender $12 million per year when you're retooling, and you're going to give him that until he's 37, 38 years old? Did we not see how immovable Henrik Lundqvist's contract was 4 or 5 years ago?
Yep.
And we're going to make that same mistake again with another goaltender in the middle of a retool. And for people who aren't just thinking about it in that perspective, and you want further analysis on this, if you retool, you're going to punt 2 to 3 years away. That gives you another 5 years on that contract. Let's just say if we're going with 3. So realistically, that gives you 2, maybe 3 years if you're lucky to win a cup with. After that cap goes up and you're able to make the additions that you need to make. Why would you cripple your cap for 2 to 3 years to try to keep something alive that's clearly not there anymore if they don't win? Or even if they do win, regardless, whatever the outcome is, why are they trying to keep that together? No, Marner, stop. I've seen this comment before from others. No, Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner's also not a playoff performer. He's being scapegoated in Toronto. We're going to bring in another guy that doesn't produce in the playoffs? That's not physical? That doesn't get to the dirty areas? No.
$11 million, and then they're not going to even use him right.
No, you can't. You need to build up the team around him. Darcy Kemper won a Stanley Cup with Colorado in 2022, and he posted a sub-900 save percentage in the Stanley Cup Finals. Sergei Bobrovsky had 3 games in a row in this Stanley Cup Finals in which his save percentage was below 850. 850. He single-handedly allowed the Edmonton Oilers to force a Game 7. What does that tell you about goaltending? You don't build from the net out. We didn't learn this from the Lundqvist days. What team in the cap era has won building from the net out? Please, somebody tell me, because it's not the Florida Panthers. I can tell you that right now. Because they only won because they brought in a guy that replaced their franchise winger and then changed their entire culture around. And then Bill Zito magically found 3 players that gave him elite production for less than $14 million against the cap. The Kings did not build from the goal out. They won with center depth. You want to know when they won? They won when they traded for Richards and Carter. And they already had Kopitar, and they had Doughty in place. And Quick was amazing in 2012, but he wasn't their guy in 2014.
And Phil, let me go further from that. If there's any team you want to say, it's the 2011 Bruins. They went Tim Thomas, but then they also still had a Norris Trophy winner in Chara and a Selke Trophy winner.
David Krejci led the postseason in scoring 2 years, in 2011 and 2013. Patrice Bergeron was the best two-way player of his time. 6 Selke trophies. Zdeno Chara, Johnny Boychuk. They built that D up incredibly. Tim Thomas was very good, but Tim Thomas, outside of maybe 1 or 2 years, was not their guy. He wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, we've been talking about this nonstop, and I still have some thoughts too. But Anthony, jump on in here. What do you think? This is suicide, isn't it?
I'm disappointed in Shesterkin, quite honestly.
No comment.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's accurate. I mean, look, if the report's the truth, Kevin Weeks saying, and likely is, the guy was offered a contract that would have made him the richest paid goaltender in NHL history with cap hit at $11 million, topping both Price and Bobrovsky. What else could he want at that point? Like we've been discussing in our chats. Are you telling me he literally believes he's $3 to $4 million better than Jeremy Swayman or
5
Connor
more than
Hellebuyck?
Saros?
I mean, come on, no.
Get out of here.
Like if you want to call him the best goalie in the league, that's fine, because he very well may be. I mean, he's great in the playoffs. We all recognize that, but at the same time, let's call a spade a spade. You know, his numbers in the regular season haven't been anywhere close to they were his Vezina year. They've been middling. I've talked about it. His save percentage the last 2 years have ranked 10th and 11th. So, I mean, for me, that's not the calling card of a guy that deserves to be paid $12 million. I mean, it's just not. And, you know, and Chris Drury is kind of in a situation where he really can't win, because he knows if he caves and gives him that deal that it's not gonna age well. But he also probably feels that he has no choice, because, you know, he also understands that you can't really let him walk for nothing. I mean, you could, but I think he may get some, you know, slack for doing that. So he's not being traded. I think we could all agree there. That door has closed. So it's really just either you let him play out the season and you re-sign him, or you let him walk. And that's an unfortunate position for Drury to be in. But, you know, this is on Igor for asking for, you know, up close to $12 million, or even at $12 million. He's not worth $12 million, plain and simple. He's not. Great goalie, but that's just way too high of a threshold. And I get that the early projection right now is the salary cap may go up $4 million to like 92.5. So yeah, that's all well and good, but the Rangers still have a team to field. You know, you have to re-sign Lafreniere, which is going to be a big contract. You're going to have to re-sign Keandre Miller. You know, there's other things that the Drury may want to do to address the squad, make their defense stronger, you know, change up the makeup of their team, you know. So I'm honestly lost for words at this point. I legitimately can't believe that he's going to dig in his heels and ask for that much money when, again, you know, compare him to Connor Hellebuyck. I know he's 2 years older, but he's got 2 Vezina trophies. His numbers have been better the last couple of years. I mean, there's no reason to pay Igor Shesterkin $12 million, none whatsoever. And I hope Drury sticks to his guns. I really do. I really do hope he sticks to his guns. But I have a feeling he's gonna dole out a lot of money that he's gonna regret.
Anthony, I'm gonna go further on that than what you're saying, because one point you brought up, and very, very much so, the last few years, Igor 10th and 11th in save percentage for the season. He usually turns it around All-Star break last year. It was March the year before, and he did have a bad month. That was the year he won the Vezina, but he would carry on like this 930 save percentage at the tail end of the season. That's all great. Think about that for a second. A 930 save percentage, a 931 in the playoffs in a series he lost. A 928 save percentage from the All-Star game to the end of the season last year, and he still was like 10th in save percentage. He wasn't even close. So his save percentage, his goals against are getting worse every single season. I mentioned it in our season preview, because everybody that thinks he's going to have this magical season and ride on in and just be this what he was 2 years ago, I think that guy's gone. I think that was a fluke. You can almost put him with Jim Carrey. That's how much of a fluke that we're starting to see what it really is. If you think it's that offensive, wait, because Do you really think everybody, Igor Shesterkin, is mentally strong enough to go through the biggest negotiation of his life and just play hockey and play through the season? Because that question's got to be answered. And that should terrify every single New York Ranger fan. They can't shell out the money on this. $4 million, the cap is going up, and he wants to get paid $6 million more while the Rangers still have to afford Alexei Lafreniere, Keandre Miller, and try to improve their team. Sorry, bye-bye. Bye-bye. And who knows, you might have to eat some of Trouba's contract, or, hold on, what if Trouba says he doesn't want to go? Oh, man, it's almost like the Rangers have been through that already. I would have traded him anyway. I would have begged to trade him. And Phil, you and I, when we started this podcast, we even said the Rangers were bidding against themselves for Jacob Trouba. He goes to free agency, they're bidding against themselves again. Igor, go find it. Go find the money. It's not there.
I mean, the other thing that I see is the pay Igor crowd always tends to kind of crap on and bash this team's core, and they're not good enough. Okay, that's fine. I tend to agree with that. With that said, how are you improving this team by giving a goaltender a cap-crippling AAV of $12 million and expecting to field the team and better the team in front of him to be able to win? Somebody please answer me that, because no one's been able to do it. Because you want to know why? There's no answer. Because you can't. You can't. That's it. You can't. Pay Igor. Give him whatever he wants. Okay. You know what? We're just going to go down memory lane and we're gonna go through the same thing we went through with Henrik Lundqvist again, right? Because that worked. That worked.
Anthony, you got the last word on this. I'm just going to ask you a simple question. Then I'm going to ask you for the follow-up. The first question is, would you pay him and how much? And what's your ceiling on that? And the second question is, where is Igor Shesterkin playing next year and how much? And we'll go around. Phil, you're next.
All right. So, I mean, honestly, me personally, I think he's on the same level as Connor Hellebuck and some of those other guys. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Hellebuck's what, 9.5 or 9.25?
No, 8.5.
He is? I thought Hellebuck was higher. All right. Well, you know what? Again, I'll still give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll say give him 10 million. He'll never take that. Absolutely not. Because, when Zborowski signed that contract in 2019, that's a decent amount of time ago now. So he would never accept that. But that's what I would be comfortable paying a goalie. $10 million. Nothing more. As far as where he's playing, I do think he will be with the Rangers, because I do think Drury's going to cave, and maybe not 12. Maybe they settle, at 11.8, maybe around there, but still a mistake. But that's just my gut.
Phil?
What I would pay him, 9.5, and I'd call it a day. If he doesn't like that, too bad. I'm sorry, but I don't think there's any goaltender that deserves to be paid $10 million right now. The narrative around Bobrovsky for years, up until he won that Stanley Cup, is that contract was the biggest albatross in the entire league, maybe sans Jonathan Huberdeau after that trade. That was it. And now all of a sudden, we're playing revisionist history and talking about how Sergei Bobrovsky is a building block. Get lost. Seriously. I'm over it. Right now, what I think is going to happen, and I think that they're probably going to give into his demands. I think it's stupid. I think it's pointless. I think that you're going to have to retool after this year anyway. Why are you going to do this? Like, if the comments are right, if the comments are any indication where they're talking about the last dance, why are you giving a $12 million per year contract over 8 years to a goaltender when you have to retool? It doesn't do anything for you. Just go scorched earth at that point. Trade whoever you can trade outside of the people who have those trade protection type contracts, Zibanejad and so on, and then go scorched earth or retool as best as you can do and build around your younger guys and be bad for a little bit.
I've said this over and over again. The elite goaltenders haven't won as many Stanley Cups as Selke Trophy winners. You go and you try to find somebody worthy of that. Look, I think you're going to have to ride this out with Shesterkin because you can't trade him. He wants that $12 million. I say the only team I really can see doing it is Utah. Utah's going to say, let's make a splash. Let's get out there. And then go ahead. Go play in Utah.
Why? Why are they gonna do that when Connor Ingram led the league in shutouts last year?
Because they might not be convinced on either Vejmelka, who's shown flashes, and Ingram, who's also shown flashes. Ingram's been
but why are they going to go do that when they're not ready to win a Stanley Cup yet?
I don't know. The big splash factor
and
is
not only that, Mark, but Phil's onto something too in another regard. Utah's chock full of young talent. They're going to have to pay Dylan Guenther one day. They're going to have to pay, Logan Cooley. They have a lot of young players, and I don't know
him already.
They did actually, didn't they? Yeah, they just did re-sign Guenther, I think.
I think they re-signed Guenther. I don't think they re-signed Cooley yet.
They didn't re-sign Cooley yet, but Utah has a lot of
that they paid.
Yeah, Utah has a lot of young talent coming up the pipeline. I don't know if they would dull out that much money to Igor when they have so many young guys that they're eventually going to have to pay. But
all it takes is one dumb owner, guys.
I mean, here's one point with this whole Igor thing. What happens if the Rangers cave, all right, and they pay him, close to $12 million or $12 million even? What's going to happen when, he's 12th in save percentage, or God forbid, he doesn't perform as well in the playoffs as he did in the past and they lose in the first round? This is New York sports. The fans are going to turn on him in a New York second, New York minute.
They were turning on him last season when he was having his mental issues.
It's just going to put so much pressure on him if he actually gets that amount of money. He's going to be scrutinized every single time he's not performing up to par.
And rightfully so.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's a messy no-win situation. It really is. I don't think
Anthony, there's another thing you're not thinking about. First off, Igor Shesterkin, Rangers fans have seen it the first 2 years. He's got a very finicky groin. What happens if that groin pull is one like Mike Richter had? He's out for a month and possibly longer because he re-injured it again in the 95-96 season. Suddenly that goes from, oh my God, to we have to rely on the backup. The Rangers at that time, no salary cap. They were able to rely on Glenn Healy. That worked fine for him. All right, but let's get back to this one for a second. Igor Shesterkin played 55 games last year. That puts him at $200,000 a game played. That is ridiculous. You can't have that as your goaltender. While in the meantime, Artemi Panarin is $11.5 million, and he's making far less. I wish I had my calculator on me. Usually it's in my head, but I couldn't really get there. But guys, let's move on because we still got plenty of stuff to talk about with Igor. Throw your comments down at how much you guys would pay Igor and where you think he might be going next year. Because the big news is the Rangers open the season tonight versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're going to be on TNT. And the Islanders open Thursday versus the Utah Hockey Club, who won their first game last night, and they look pretty good. We're going to be talking more about them in the Bar Talk segment. So, Anthony, I'm going to start with you. We'll talk about the Islanders first. What do you exactly are you looking for as the season opens?
Well, I'm looking to see if the top line of Duclair, Horvat, and Barzal can continue their strong playing chemistry they showed in the preseason. They looked pretty dynamic at times. I would probably say, the best top line the Islanders have had, in years in terms of the skill with the trio combined. And then, of course, to see if Siplikov could continue his strong play in the regular season against, regulars, see how he fares and how he meshes with Brock Nelson and Kyle Palmieri on the second line. And I also wonder, Duclair obviously had great chemistry with Horvat and Barzal, but based on Siplikov's on the first power play unit, I wonder if Siplikov could find himself on the top line at some point and play with Horvat and Barzal, if that's something that, Wad decides to do. And then, just to see, I am curious to see how the Islanders play in their system now that Waugh had a full training camp to kind of implement the style of play he wants them to play. So I'm curious to see if there's any variation of their style from towards, the end of last season or during their run to the playoffs. And then, of course, Varlamov's going to be playing game 1, which rightfully so. He was in training camp. He played preseason games. Sorokin's healthy. He's backing up, but Varlamov earned the benefit of the doubt being the opening night starter. So see how he plays. And then I am curious to see when Sorokin, if he gets the second game of the year, and see how he plays after obviously having the back surgery and if there's any rust there. But again, overall, though, I think there's optimism for Islander fans. I do think that, with the subtractions of Clutterbuck and Martin, they got a little younger. They had a little bit more skill. And I am just kind of ready to see them, how they put it all together this year. And, one thing that's big that I think Phil mentioned last show was Pelech needs to stay healthy. But in training camp, Pelech and Pulock kind of both talked about they want to get their swag back as, being known for one of the better shutdown pairs, and they want to get back to that level. I'm curious to see if they could do that. And if they do, that's a big plus for the Islanders.
Phil, what are you looking for the Rangers?
How does Igor perform tonight? I mean, after that leak came out, like, how is he going to respond to that? Because that does not look good on him in his camp. And I'll tell you right now, if he has a bad performance tonight, it ain't going to look. He's going to hear it from fans. He's going to hear it from fans if he starts to slump a bit. At any point this season, he's going to hear it. The other thing I look forward to, what I want to see is I want to see what happens with Riley Smith. I want to see what happens with him on that line with Zibanejad and Kreider and how they work. I mean, I wasn't overly impressed in the preseason, but it's preseason. And the last game against the Islanders, they look completely disinterested. They just look like, we just want to get through this game. We don't want to get hurt, and that's it. And, I've been kind of sour on this leadership group for a while. Oh God, if he gets $12.25 million, just stupid. That would be. But I want to see how this leadership group responds after a game like that. That was not a way that you want to end your preseason. And I really want to see how the young kids filter into the lineup, like Zones and Mancini. And Edstrom, too. Edstrom had a hell of a preseason. He was one of their best forwards. So definitely want to look at that as well.
Yeah, I think you guys nailed it both, so I don't have to expand on it too much. Because Riley Smith, he didn't exactly enjoy success in Pittsburgh, but if he's still that player from Vegas, then the Rangers have a good player. They just got to figure out where they're slotting him. And for the Islanders, those two right wings, the top line guys, Duclair and Barzal looked like they were just singing music together as a perfect duet in the preseason. And if they can keep that going, and Siplikov looks like he might. Anthony, actually, let me ask you first: is Siplikov on the first power play unit, or is that?
Yeah, he is. He's on the first power play unit. Yep.
He was looking good with that first power play unit the last game.
Yes, he's big. He's a big body. He's a younger version of Anders Lee with more skill. So he fits there in front of the net.
Well, there's going to be a lot of eyes on him, and we're going to talk more about his chances at maybe some hardware later on. But first, guys, let's get a message from DraftKings, and let's get and do some NHL Bar Talk. Hockey fans light the lamp this winter with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. New customers can bet just $5 pregame moneyline on any NHL team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. If that wasn't enough excitement, you can turn small bets into bigger payouts with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets like which team will win, how many goals will be scored, and more for your shot at an even bigger payout. Download the DraftKings Sports app now. Use promo code THPN. Bet $5 on any NHL team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. Only at the DraftKings Sportsbook with code THPN.
Shot. This is the easiest I've ever to answer.
I'm going to say beer. I can't even begin to describe.
I'm actually going to go crazy. I'm going to buy everybody around on this one. Guys, I'm still fired up from that A block. That was a hell of an A block for us. Welcome back to Big Apple Hockey's Bar Talk, where we're gauging our confidence on NHL topics based on our choice of drink. You're so confident, you're buying everybody around. Oh, I'll have a beer, or I really need a shot on this. Play along down in the comments below, everybody. And one guy who's waiting for a contract as well is Alexei Lafreniere. 27 goals, 29 assists, 56 points last year, and 16 of those goals came after the All-Star game last year. Phil, Alexei Lafreniere needs to get off to a fast start. He's the Ranger that needs to get off to a fast start.
No. Shot. If anything, it's Mika Zibanejad. Mika Zibanejad is really the one that needs to get off to a hot start. He needs to start putting the people who are questioning him and criticizing him, he needs to start putting them in their place. He needs a very hot start. He needs to, because he's notoriously a slow starter too. He needs to shake that. He needs to show that he's come back this year with a renewed sense of purpose. Lafreniere is not the guy that needs to get off to a fast start. Lafreniere just needs to avoid a slump. But this definitely Capo Caco is actually another one. Brody's right on this. Capo Caco is another one that needs a fast start. But but Mika Zibanejad is the guy that needs a fast start.
Anthony?
Yeah, I agree. I think Zibanejad needs to show that he's going to be much better than he was last year, especially at 5-on-5. I think he knows that he needed to be better, and I think he wants to show that last year was a fluke and kind of like the opposite direction. So I think he needs to come out, produce early, start to have those good feelings again, and then kind of go from there. Because if the Rangers are going to go to the distance, they're going to need him to be at his best. So the one thing I will say about Lafreniere is you do want to see him start fast too, because if he does struggle in the beginning of the year, you could have some of that. Hockey players are they're very temperamental. If he struggles, he may start to think he kind of reverted and lose confidence. You want him to keep building on last year, so hopefully for him he can come out and produce right away and take another step forward, because that would be huge as well.
Yeah, the only reason why this isn't going to be a hat trick, guys, is I'm going to go beer on this one. And the sole reason is kind of what Anthony and I talked about last year right after the outdoor game, where Anthony expressed how Lafreniere could be on the path to being a bust, but he was having a better season. He ends up bursting out. Phil, do you remember Alexei Kovalev? Of course you do. That's a silly question. Alexei Kovalev would always kind of he'd start all right, start slow. March and April, he would just pour it on, and then you'd be like, this guy's going to bust out next year, and just never really do that. Sorry, hold on a second. Stop listening. As someone else sort of heard that. I don't want to say its name, but free advertisement for Amazon. But it's you want Alexei Kovalev to Alexei Lafreniere. See, that's what I got thrown off right there. I think you want him to be a little bit more like the Lafreniere that ended the year last year, coming out of the box. It's not imperative, because I think you're right, Phil. It's got to be Mika Zibanejad. He's got doubters that he's got to silence. Last week, guys, we predicted 2 rookies that could possibly take home the Calder Trophy. Mine was Matvei Michkov, and you guys had Logan Stankoven in there. But what about Maxim Siplikov? Will he be a Calder Trophy finalist, Mr. Larocco?
I mean, listen, he did look really good, but This is a tough rookie class. I mean, you have Mishkov, you have Stankoven, you got Celebrini. You have Jet Lushanko, who kind of surprisingly made the Flyers roster. There's Will Smith too in San Jose. So there's just a lot of guys. So I mean, I don't want to say shot because anything can happen, but I think I am going to say shot, and that's not a knock on Siplikov. It's just as impressive as he was, these are kind of high end rookies that have real high ceilings. The only thing I will say is Siplikov. If he gets that first power play unit, which he is, and it really clicks, and he can rack up points on the power play, maybe he'll at least get some accolades. But I don't. It would take a lot for him to be a finalist. He would probably have to have like a Andrei Kuzmenko type rookie season where he scores like 75 points for that to happen.
Phil, what do you think?
Can he even win the Calder? Like he's 26 before the start of this season. I thought the rule was that you couldn't be 26 before the start of the season.
Oh, did I blow that one? I don't think I did. I thought they didn't. Because Michael Bunting was still in there.
I don't think Michael Bunting was 26 prior to the start of the season, to his rookie year, though.
Oh boy.
Well, you know what? Actually, thinking about it, there was I don't know him, but there was a Hockey News guy actually who posted a piece before. It was about like 12 Calder candidates, and he had Siplikov in the honorable mentions. So.
Oh, he's eligible by 3 days apparently from what's.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
All right, so it's not a Marc.
So he is, but I don't see it. I'm not knocking him specifically. It's more so this rookie class just is kind of stacked. Yeah. You ask me, it's shot. I think Lane Hudson is really somebody that everybody's looking at because of how dynamic he looked. I know it was a couple of games last season, but he just looks like he's on a path to be like a Quinn Hughes type where he's just a phenomenal skating. But I wouldn't be surprised if he won it. I went with Stankoven just because I think that he's so well insulated in Dallas, but I wouldn't be surprised if the three finalists are Stankoven, Hudson, and then Michkov. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a three.
And we haven't even mentioned Celebrini, who looks
Maverick Bork could be another one. What happens if Maverick Bork ends up being the guy from Dallas and ends up being one that's up for the Calder and not Stankoven? I mean, we're gonna look over Maverick Bork too. Askarov in San Jose. What if he posts like a 910 to 915 save percentage in San Jose and has like 20 to 25 wins? Like he might get some serious consideration on that team.
You know who's another one? Michigan product in the Blue Jackets roster, Gavin Brindley.
Yeah, I like Brindley. I don't know if he's gonna. I think he had some sort of injury or something like that.
He did. He broken finger or fractured finger. Yeah.
Don't think that'll really hamper him too much, but he's another one that really, to me, kind of has like an outside shot. And if I think that low of Brindley, I mean, no offense to Siplikov, who I think is obviously a little more physically developed and ready for this type of game. I mean, it just goes to show you how someone who does not really have that fanfare can get lost in the shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we haven't even mentioned Rugger McGroarty, who's going to be with
Rugger McGroarty, another one.
There's another one. And another Michigan prospect, which is product. I mean,
people are not talking about him. But there's a lot of people, but I'm actually going to go beer on this. The last game, he kind of convinced me. If he's that power play net front guy, and that power play really starts taking off because of him, you might see something. And if they got to lean on him, maybe that gives him more ice time because that's something that happens with rookies. They don't give him more ice time. Tortorella might be forced to give more ice time to Michkov because I just don't see the Flyers being as competitive as they were last year. We'll see about that.
Cutter Gauthier.
Yeah, we totally forgot about Cutter Gauthier, even though we talked about him last week.
There's a lot of rookies we were talking about last week.
This is what we mean, though. It's not a shot at him. Yeah. There's just so many in this class, and I think part of it is that, when you come with a certain amount of fanfare, I mean, I think it carries over if the production is somewhat there. And I think the media looks at those players.
Yeah. I think one thing might hurt him is the perception of his age being the deciding factor. That's
going to hurt him too, just like Hideki Matsui in the 2003 AL Rookie of the Year voting. Angel Barroa won it over him because Matsui was a 29-year-old that came over and been playing for the Yomiuri Giants for how many years in Japan at that point?
Right. He knew how it. See, again, Sipakov knows what it's like to be a professional player, but he doesn't know what it's like to play in the NHL. That's the thing I would defend him with on that one. But so Sipakov came from overseas. The NHL shipped themselves overseas. As the Devils won both games in Prague over the Buffalo Sabres. Guys, you look at the New Jersey Devils. They had a bunch of guys that scored 28 goals and 27 goals last year. Phil, the Devils will have 3 30-goal scorers.
Hughes, if he's healthy, yeah. Meyer could get back to form, yeah. Bratt could be another one. Yeah, I mean, those – I'm going to say Beer. I think – I mean, I would lean towards Round, but I'm going to say Beer. I think Meyer gets back to 30-plus goals. But, yeah, Hughes if he's healthy, Bratt, and then I would say Meyer. I mean, after that, it's kind of like you expect Mercer to take that next step. I don't know. I'd be – I mean, if I'm a Devils fan, I'm happy if Mercer gives me 25 goals and like 60 points, somewhere in that range. I'd be happy with that. But I'm not sure if he's going to give you 30. So,
Anthony, what do you think?
You forgot Nico Hischier, who's reached 30 in his career before too. He said he had a 31 goal season, I believe, two years ago.
2 years ago, I would think.
I don't know if I totally buy that either, though. I mean, that's the thing. It's just like he was one who had one season, and you're like, well, is he going to really get back to that? I mean, when I look at the shooting percentage in that year. 12. Well, actually, no, it was higher last year than it was the year.
27 last year, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Round. Because I think Hughes, if he's healthy for sure, I'm pretty confident in Bratt's ability to do it. He's got a really good shot. And then I'm just gonna say, yeah, because whether it be Hischier, or Meyer getting back to it. So, they're a really skilled team offensively, so they're going to put up goals. It's just a matter of, how many of them reach that level, but I'm confident that they could have 3 that do it. So I'll stick with Round.
I'm staring at their stats right now. Jesper Bratt's a hell of a player. 82 games, 27 goals. Timo Meier, 69 games, 28 goals. Nico Hischier, 71 games, 27 goals. Jack Hughes, 62 games, 27 goals. And Dawson Mercer, I believe, at 29 2 years ago. Guys, I want to say that they're going to blow this number out of the water. But I can't, because I don't know whether or not they're going to stay healthy.
No, the Penguins in 92 had 2 50-goal scorers. They had Lemieux, who was third in the league with 69. Stevens, I believe, had 55 that year. Tocchet had like 48. Yager was in, I think, the high 30s that year. I think that was his first 90-point year. Francis also had 100. They had 4 100-point scorers that year, Pittsburgh in 93.
Yeah, they had an unbelievable amount of they had an unbelievable amount of guys that scored 30, like Sean McGeckern. Sure, scored 30.
No, he didn't score 30. He had like 28, I believe. But so Mullen had 30, Yager had 30. I think Francis had 30.
Yager had 34, Mullen had 30.
Lemieux had 69. Stevens had 55, I believe it was. Tocchet had like 48. They had like 7 players, I think, that were like a point per game, including Larry Murphy on that blue line.
Mark, you're thinking of McEachran when he was in Ottawa. He scored 30 goals twice when he was playing.
2001, I think, right?
Yeah,
he
he was with Yashin. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and he did score 28 that season that I was thinking of. So,
yeah, I told you 28.
Only off by 2. Guys, how about that? Just quickly, that 93 Pittsburgh Penguins team, it had Shel Samuelson, 106 penalty minutes. Kevin Stevens, 55 goals, 177 penalty minutes, and one of the worst injuries I've ever seen.
Yeah, that ruined his career.
Samuelson, 249 penalty minutes, and Rick Tocchet, 109 points, 48 goals, 61 assists, 252 penalty minutes. Yikes.
That's one of the craziest seasons you'll ever see from a power forward.
That is power forward extraordinaire. But, you get some, speaking about goaltenders in the A block, by the way, that they wanted money, and some of them got some money this week. Because Jeremy Swayman and Linus Ullmark both signed identical 4-year, 8.25 AAV deals with Boston.
What?
Swayman signed 8
years. Was 8.
Oh,
Swayman
my bad.
was 8 years.
AAV, the AAV. That's what I meant to say.
And you spelled identical wrong anyway.
Fire it up.
Fire it up. Here we go.
I don't even know what we're up to. I lost count on the gift counter.
Well, we're up on 3 so far. So
yeah, there's definitely more than 3.
Yeah, sorry guys. I was trying to do a lot of editing today and I kind of rushed. Ottawa's Linus Ullmark will have a better save percentage and goals against than Boston's Jeremy Swayman. Mr. Luraco.
This is going to be Ullmark's opportunity to prove he just wasn't a product of a good team in Boston. Because that's what, there were some that said about him, because he came from the Sabres, and while he wasn't bad on Buffalo, he wasn't nearly as good. So we're gonna see what he's really made of. With that said, Boston, even though they may not be as good as they were last year, because they don't have that duo intact anymore, their defense and overall structure and style they play is much stingier than Ottawa. So because of that, I'll say shot. I think he's not going to be as insulated anymore as he was with the Sens, and it might show a little bit. And obviously, Swayman is still really good himself, and he's still behind that really good Bruins D. So I'll say shot, but I don't think it's going to be an astronomical difference between the two.
Phil.
I'm going to say shot as well. I just think that Boston is a better defensive unit in front of them. Ottawa just doesn't have a guy like a McAvoy to really kind of, or a Lindholm for that matter. They've got young puck movers. I like Sanderson a lot. Mm-hmm. I think Sanderson is a guy you could definitely build around. But I definitely think that Boston has the better team in front of them. Ottawa's looking to make strides. They've got good young pieces, but we've been saying this for like 3 years about Ottawa now. Is it really the goaltending that's been holding them back? We'll see if Ullmark can really come in and kind of, short things up. But if I'm a betting man, I have to go on Swayman having the better numbers.
I can't believe I misspelled identical, to be honest with you guys. But the easier thing to say is shot, and I think I have to go with that. I got more faith in Boston and their defensive structure than I do with Ottawa fixing their defensive structure with Travis Green at the helm. I think Ottawa's going to be a better team, and I think Ullmark is going to play better than Korpisalo, who did not look good at all last night against the Florida Panthers. Yeah, I think it's just easier to take Swayman right now. The question is, guys, does missing training camp really affect him? I don't know. He couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, same thing as Sorokin. I think when you miss training camp and preseason, I mean that's your time to kind of like fine tune your game and kind of get back into a rhythm. So I think both those guys, if they start off a little slow, I think you can attribute it to being behind the 8 ball.
Guys, last night the Utah Hockey Club played their first ever game, and I hate saying that because they played games last year. They were just in a different city. But last night, the Utah Hockey Club, Dylan Guenther scored twice in a 5-2 win in his career. Guenther, the 2 years previous, 79 games, 24 goals, 26 assists. Anthony, going right back to you because I went to Phil twice in a row before. Dylan Guenther will have a 50-point season this year.
I'm going to go round. He had 35 last year in 45 games. I mean, come on. Like, he's a really good young player. I mean, you see him shoot the puck. He's got an excellent release. I think he's going to be a good player for a long time in this league. Utah's a young, up-and-coming, exciting team, as we kind of referenced before, surrounded by good young players as well. So, yeah, I think this is an easy round. I would be shocked if he didn't score 50 points.
Phil?
I'm also going to go around. I mean, there is a reason why he was taken 9th overall in that draft. He was regarded as arguably the best goal scorer in that entire draft. That was a draft that had Matty Beniers, Mason McTavish, Kent Johnson, people were talking about, William Eklund. There was some real good talent in that draft, but Dylan Guenther was regarded as probably the best goal scorer coming into that draft class that year. I don't know about Barrett Hayton getting 80. He looked a lot better last night than he did any time last season, and he really needed to have a good game, start off good as well. But I'm definitely going around on this because I think he's going to have a big breakout year, and that contract is going to look like a steel sword.
You know what? You guys have sold me. I thought about maybe just saying beer going into this, but 79 games in his career, he's already at 50 points, and he's got 2 points right now. So all he's got to do is play a full season and have 50 points.
Another 48 points. Yeah, I don't think that's too hard.
Yeah, I don't think it's too hard, and I think he's going to do it. And I think if there's going to be a lot of former Coyotes that are going to get a shot in the arm from playing in front of an arena with more people in it. And Utah's got some energy in there. Let's see if they carry it over. I'd love to see it because Utah, when they were Arizona, I expected them to build towards the playoffs. They make the playoffs, somebody else might be coming out. And if you look at the Western Conference wildcard standings last year, guys, you had Nashville that finished in the 3rd spot in their division, and LA as well at 98.
I'll say one other thing.
Nashville was a wild card. LA was in the 3rd spot. I wanted to put both of them on there to let you know LA could slide as well. But you have Vegas that had 98 points, St. Louis 92 points, and Minnesota 87. They went through a coaching change last year. But it's a Vegas Golden Knights who are likely to miss the playoffs. Guys, we're going to start this one, and I don't think they should. But out of that group, if there's one team that's going to fall, I'm going to go with beer on this because it's still Vegas. Vegas is going to be competitive. That's still a hell of a roster. I mean, who knows? Mark Stone has that back injury that he's out for 2 months at the end of the year, just that way they can get under the cap. Maybe that hurts. But I don't like their goaltending. I don't like their goaltending pretty much at all. Aiden Hill gets injured. Samsonov, no one knows what to expect with this guy. And I think that's what could hurt Vegas and maybe drive them to bid on a different Russian goaltender at the end of the year. Phil, what do you think?
I mean, their division, I look at Edmonton and Vancouver as kind of like the cream of the crop right now. Outside of that, there's nobody that really impresses me all that much in that division. Calgary is a meh, middle-of-the-pack team. Anaheim and San Jose are probably going to be towards the bottom of the division. Seattle is another meh team. I mean, they went out and they got, Chandler Stevenson and Brandon Montour. I mean, those are good additions. But where's the true game breaker in that lineup? Where is the linchpin of their offense? Who is it? What is their offensive identity? I mean, I don't see it in Seattle. So no, I still think they're the 3rd best team in that division. So I'm going to say shot on this.
Anthony, what do you think?
Yeah, because you said likely. I mean, I think they could. You know, they lost some pieces, but the likely, I don't like. That's what you would use for the Blackhawks. Like the Blackhawks will likely miss the playoffs. So I'm gonna say shot on this. I mean, with that said, I mean, I do think there's a possibility that they could be, you know, a wild card team. I mean, you're talking Oilers, Canucks, Kings maybe as the top three. You know, that's not a stretch to say, maybe. So, but I mean, to say likely miss the playoffs, I mean, no. I mean, I think it could happen, but it's not likely. So I'll stick with shot there.
Yeah. I mean, and I understand with the language on it, because if you're looking at the teams that are there, that's where the hard part is. You're like, all right, I don't know. It's tough to predict where that last wild card is going to go, because I actually think probably in both leagues, at least six in one and maybe 7 in the other, they're going to have playoff teams that are returning. We'll see about that. But guys, that's the end of Big Apple Hockey. It's Bar Talk, where we're gauging our confidence on NHL topics based on our choice to drink. Right now, I got 122 of you guys watching. Thank you very much for watching us right now. And that's great, because this is why we do this. And we do it for you guys. We like to talk some pucks. And also, why not? We'll go play a little bit of Puckdoku right now. I haven't done a name this player in a while, Phil. I'll have to see if I can think about any.
Yeah, I like a name that player.
Yeah, there's a couple good ones that are always around. And actually, the Puckdoku regular one looks like it's pretty good, of players that played for both the Rangers and the Canadians. Actually, yeah, Vilk let me see if he's back yet. Anthony's not back yet. So, oh, wait, hold on. Anthony's back in. Said he's coming back. Philk, we could do this one, a Puckdoku, just a straight up one. And you got that one in.
The pyramids. Let's see here. All right, so this is Rangers, Canadians, and born outside. Rangers born outside North America and born in.
And Columbus is the
Ranger and Canadian. I'd go Brian Skrudland.
That's a good one. I mean, you could also use Mike Keane too, but Brian Skrudland. Yeah, we could go with that one. And 0.1%.
Born outside North America, Jan Mertzig.
That's for the Rangers?
Yeah.
I would have thought about Maxim Galanov. I mean, after all, he played with
born in North America, Jeff
Born
Toms.
in North America. Who'd you got?
Jeff Toms.
We'll go Jeff Toms. It's better than my Peter Ferraro.
That would have been a good one too.
All right. Buffalo Sabres. Born in North America. I think Brian Holzinger would be a big one.
Randy Moeller.
Randy Moeller is a good one. Who, if I recall correctly, Randy Moeller was the guy the Rangers traded Lindy Ruff for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Born outside North America. Yuri Khmylov.
Yuri Khmylov?
Yeah. YU.
Oh, I hit the U. I don't understand why it didn't go. Okay.
RI. That one at the bottom.
Okay. Yuri Khmylov?
Yeah.
You didn't do the pyramid. I like seeing Mark Williams squirm as he tries to think of
pyramid gets
We're waiting for you for the pyramid, Anthony.
It's about my bread and butter. All right, so what you got here? You got all right, so Blue Jackets, born outside North America. You could use the good old Dick Tarnstrom, former Islander.
Oh yeah, and who
that's a good one.
Quite a season with Mario Lemieux's power play unit.
I was going to say you could do Matthias Weinhandel would be another one there too.
Born in North America.
Dan Fritchie.
I mean, Mark to me would be too high.
Dan Fritchie.
Dan Fritchie.
Yep,
Fritchie's
Dan
a good
Fritchie
one.
telling you right now.
Dan Fritchie from that vaunted 2003 NHL draft. All right. So a Canadian and a
I think for
Canadian,
Sean
Jacket.
Hill played for the Sabres and the Canadiens, I think, right?
You could also use Tom Kerber's.
Tom Curvers would be a good one. I wonder how popular that would be. I
don't
think
think it would be popular at all. I think most people would forget about him playing for Buffalo. I remember Tom Curvers is a New York Islander. That's all I ever think about him.
Sean Hill, I believe he played for Buffalo. I could be wrong, but no, actually, no, he didn't. I'm sorry. I know he played for Montreal, but he did not play for Buffalo.
0.3.
For Columbus and Montreal, did Jeff Norton ever play for Montreal?
Who?
Jeff Norton ever played for Montreal?
Jeff
No.
Norton?
No, I was just throwing a name out there, guys.
Yeah,
What about
played
Jean-Luc Grandpierre?
Jean-Luc Grandpierre, I know played for Columbus. I don't think
Yeah,
he
I don't-
played for Montreal.
I don't think he played for Montreal.
You're correct.
I don't.
Scott LaChance.
Scott LaChance would be one. Yeah, I know that is for sure. Definitely one.
I went to the wrong 90s Islander. I thought Jeff Norton and not Scott LaChance. Scott
Jean-Luc
LaChance
Grandpierre
played
did
for
not play for
Montreal in
Montreal.
98-99.
What?
Scott LaChance played for Montreal in 98-99.
No, I know that. Yeah, that's why I said he was definitely one. Yeah.
He definitely played. That's gonna be low too. I guarantee it's no more than 0.2 or 3, probably.
I love it. And guys, there's our zero uniqueness.
What was LaChance? Click the X.
Oh,
Yeah, 0.4.
0.4. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, going with Randy Moeller, I think that was kind of a clutch one right there. Too.
Mark,
Yeah.
do the pyramid.
Oh, no. Going right to the pyramid right now.
This guy loves pyramid.
It
All right.
challenges us to use our brains here.
All right, guys.
The first one's
Lead
always,
off double for Mets.
the first one's always easy because it's just the player that played for the Los Angeles Kings. So
Eric Lacroix.
All right, hold on. Before we do anything, think long term here.
Yes, because
Yeah,
the pyramid goes Kings, 30-goal plus season, Stanley Cup winner, a former Flyer, a former Penguin, and at the top, a former Columbus Blue Jacket. So they're almost.
It looks like, honestly,
Jeff
it looked
Carter.
like everything up until the Blue Jackets was pointing to Rick Tocchet.
yeah, and then
It was everything except the Blue Jacket.
I think the Blue Jackets leading you to Jeff Carter. He's probably the only choice for that last one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're a good call, Anthony, on that one.
Yeah, that's what I said with that too. I've made enough mistakes. The people don't have to pay attention to me. So, Anthony, let me uncover your face because there you go. Yeah.
I mean, if you want, you could use Eric Lacroix. I mean, it doesn't matter. He didn't meet any of the other categories there.
Yeah.
So we're not wasting him.
Yeah, and I doubt anybody remembers.
Yeah, Eric Lacroix is going to be a nobody on that. You could have put Nathan Lafayette too, or Ian LaPerriere. You would have been fine.
So now a king who scored 30 goals. That's not too
Tomas
mainstream.
Sandstrom, Bernie Nichols, Tony Granato.
I'm leaning towards. Let me get the hockey reference.
I think Mike Krishnalinski fucking scored. Oh, sorry.
Did Brian Smolinski score 30 goals?
I think Krishnalinski scored 30 goals as a king.
I also think Smolinski
did, I think.
Smolinski has 0 30-goal season. Oh, wait. 1 with Boston.
No, 93, 94 his rookie year. He scored 30.
So keep in mind, I don't think this 30-goal season has to be with the Kings. I just think it's a player.
Yeah, well, let's establish that before we do anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that have to be the case, or are we?
Yeah, it's got to be a king and a 30-goal season.
Wait, 30-goal season with any team, it says.
Yeah, it says any team. Yeah.
So Brian Smolinski would actually
Brian
fit
Smolinski fits.
So
hold on. Smolinski didn't win a Stanley Cup, right? So
not yet. That's the next one.
No, but we don't have to. He doesn't have to be a Stanley Cup winner.
No, I'm saying for the next one that he also score 30 goals and win a Stanley Cup, and you can use him in the next one.
No, but we can easily use Bernie Nichols right there.
No.
All right, yeah, okay, yeah. So
use Smolinski, okay.
Yeah. Do you guys think anybody can do better than Bernie Nichols right there?
Oh, Bernie Nichols never won a Stanley Cup, so
He was with the 95 Devils.
Oh, wow, good call. I know he got traded to them. Wait, was he with the 95 Devils?
Ooh.
No, because I thought he went to Chicago after that.
No, Philk is right. He went to Chicago right after that.
This would make our uniqueness go to like 50.
Where is our uniqueness right now? I didn't see.
All right, so
what about our friend Butch Goring?
Butch Goring could be a good one.
That's a good one. It doesn't have to be a Stanley Cup winner with that team, right?
No, I don't think so.
Stanley Cup winner in general. So yeah, Butch Goring would actually be a good one.
Click Stanley Cup winner. It doesn't say with LA, right, Mark? Click it.
We'll do that right now.
It just says Stanley Cup winner. It doesn't say with LA.
So he's got to be a former King, a Stanley Cup winner. See what you guys think in the comments. Jason Blake, but Jason Blake,
Jason Blake never won a Stanley Cup.
No, but I think that's for the 30 goals. I think Gaborik would kill the uniqueness.
Yeah, Gaborik would kill the uniqueness. Stanley Cup winner, played for the Kings.
And Goring had 30.
Had a 30-goal season.
Yeah. Goring had 33, 30, 37, 36.
Adam Denmarsh? Hold on.
That's a good one.
I think he did. I think he had 31 year in Colorado. Yeah.
33 in Colorado.
Yeah. Adam Denmarsh. Definitely.
Right, let's go Adam Denmarsh because I don't think everybody remembers him as either in LA.
No, Jimmy Carson. I don't think he won a cup with Edmonton.
Denmarsh was definitely on that Colorado team, correct?
He was on the 96 Colorado team. You know what? Jimmy Carson might actually be a really good one, though. I don't know if he was part of that 90s Oilers team, though.
That's a good question. Is he already in Detroit?
No, Hockey Reference doesn't have him as a cup winner.
Do Denmarsh, I guess.
I would do Denmarsh.
Denmarsh was still at 0, guys.
All right.
Okay. Stanley Cup winner, 30-goal season, LA King, Philadelphia Flyers.
This is where it gets a little tricky.
Wow. Okay. Flyer and King.
And 30 goals.
Winner, 30-goal scorer.
And a 30-goal scorer.
That's tough.
I do not believe.
So stay.
Wow. Is that?
We gotta save Carter for that last one because I think he's gonna be the only one that meets that last criteria.
Phil, you're not gonna believe this one because I just had to check it. They're listing him as a Stanley Cup champion. I'm trying to find where. Tomas Sandstrom.
97 Detroit Red Wings.
Yep. 97 Detroit Red Wings. 20 games, 4 assists. I didn't even realize he was on that team.
Yeah, he was definitely on that team. He went from Pittsburgh in 96 to Detroit in 97, and then I think his last year was 98 in Anaheim.
40-goal scorer with the Rangers, with the Kings, and Stanley Cup winner.
Ooh, Chris T came up with a good one. Paul Coffey, but I think the uniqueness might be a little high there.
Oh,
hold on.
Tomas Sandstrom.
Yeah,
I had him flipped, Anthony. I had it flipped.
Flyers.
Yeah, no, I had it flipped. I had him for the Kings.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah,
Sandstrom. He didn't play for the Flyers.
I just answered his question. I didn't know he was talking about Sandstrom.
No, I was talking to Mark, not you. Mark. That's why when he Sandstrom, I'm like, no.
Yeah, fortunately, Anthony, right as you were saying that,
yeah,
I realized that it was Flyers were first. And
did Ron Sutter ever win a cup? Because I know he played for Philly. I'm pretty sure
I don't think he had a 30-goal season though. Ron Sutter, I don't think he had a 30-goal season.
Or did he not play for LA? I know he played for Philly.
I don't think he played for LA either. No, he didn't play for LA.
You're right, yeah. He didn't.
He also never
And he
had a
didn't-
30-goal season.
Yep. And he didn't have
2026
30
was
goals
his
either.
high in 89. I just looked it up.
All right.
I didn't think he had 30. I think the only Sutter that had 30 was Brent. That was it. And that was that 1 year that he played with Bossy in 85 when Trottier was all messed up.
Yeah.
Roenick never won a cup. DP. No. never
Christine
won a cup.
said Paul Coffey. That's a good one.
Paul Coffey, yeah, that is a good one.
They could use
What
him
about-
right over there.
What about Zelapukin? He played for the Flyers. He won a cup.
I don't think he ever scored 30 goals.
I'll check that right now.
I
Zelpukin ain't a
I
bad one.
really
He
don't.
didn't-
I'm checking it right now myself.
He didn't play for LA.
He didn't play
never
for LA.
Well, he didn't play for LA, yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's
No,
but he never had a 30-goal season either. His best was 26 and 94.
State of Survival. Who was in the Carter trade? I know the big piece was Jack Johnson.
Whoa! This is actually a great one. Rob Brown. He did play for all these teams too. He played for the
Flyers.
too. Yeah, he played for the Flyers. Yes, he did. I am 110% positive on it.
But if we
Oh
use
no,
him
he didn't.
No,
play
he did
for the
not.
Flyers. What the? I was convinced he played for the Flyers in like 2000. No, he was back on Pittsburgh in 2000. That was his last year.
What about Kevin Hatcher? He scored 30 goals. He played for the Flyers. He played for the Penguins.
I don't know about his.
Kevin Hatcher never won a Stanley
Kevin
Cup.
Hatcher never played for the Flyers. Darian Hatcher played for the Flyers.
No, I think Kevin Hatcher also played. No, he didn't play for the Flyers.
I'm looking at it right now. He didn't.
Damn. Yeah, but he also never won a Stanley Cup, and he never played for the Kings.
34 goals in 92-93. How about that? And didn't
Yeah, he was the last one before Mike Green did it in 2009. Funny enough, also a Capitals defenseman.
And didn't they have a bunch of defensemen that scored a lot that year?
What, the Capitals?
The Capitals.
No, I think Green was really the only one that had like a big year on defense that year for them.
Oh no, but Iafrate 25.
Iafrate and Hatcher in 93 combined for almost 60.
And Sylvain Cote 21.
Sylvain Cote had 21 for them that year. Wow.
Yeah.
I remember him being like okay offensively, but that seems cool.
I think that was the last time 3 defensemen scored over 20 goals.
Chris T actually has a good one here. Braden Shen.
He played with the Kings for 1 game.
Never scored 30 goals.
Never, yeah. Did he score? Wait, no. I think he
I
did.
know. I'm looking right now. He didn't.
He didn't? I thought
scored
he had.
He scored 28 with the Blues.
Yep.
I thought he had a 30-goal year in like the mid-2000s.
I just looked.
26. Wow, okay. No, 28 in 2018. Wow, okay.
There's a good one that we're just missing. There's somebody that we're missing, guys.
Rick Tocchet?
Tocchet would
Rick
be the one
Tocchet
that I
for
would
the next
use in the next one because he's
for
played
the
for all 3 of these teams. He's won a Stanley Cup, and
Paul Coffey does fit that.
he does. He absolutely does because he played. He went from Hartford to Philadelphia in '97.
Hold on.
Mike Richards, someone just said. I think that's a great one.
You what?
Mike Richards.
You could
Mike
use Mike
Richards.
Richards, but that's going to be fairly
Probably.
obvious too.
Yeah, probably super high.
He had,
now we
Mike
have
Richards
third
had 30
option.
goals. The Mets.
What about
And that's a down 1.
Ruslan Fedotenko?
Never had 30. Never. I don't think he even came close once.
could be a good one. This is a good one.
Kevin
Kovalchuk never
Stevens.
played for.
Kevin Stevens is another one that would fit that. Yes.
Because if
I like Kevin Stevens a lot.
Because if you're going to use Tocchet for Pittsburgh, I mean, you might as
you could flip them around either way, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like coffee also fits there.
So now at least we got three options. Kevin Stevens, he played his last year with the Flyers. Remember the Rangers got him from LA. Yeah, his last year was with the Flyers.
throw Kevin Stevens in there.
I'm thinking, all right, but which one do you want to use him for?
Use Tocchet for Pittsburgh. Like Phil, use Kevin Stevens.
I would throw Stevens here. See what happens.
I don't think many people remember really Stevens as a Flyer.
Still zero.
Still zero.
But should we use coffee here?
Tocchet or coffee, yeah.
I think Tocchet might be more well known than coffee there.
I think nobody remembers coffee as a Pittsburgh as a Philadelphia Flyer.
As a Flyer.
So,
see,
ready? You want to try it, guys?
Yeah, do it.
18.
Yeah, it's probably because there's not many. So, and then obviously this one's clearly Jeff Carter.
Yeah, it's got to be Jeff Carter. Yeah.
Anybody else that it possibly could be?
I don't mean.
No, that I know of.
All right, guys, we'll go check the stats in a second.
And it stayed at 18. Now. Okay.
All right, so number one's Jeff Carter. There's no way around that one.
Yeah.
Tocchet. Pete did say Ross Lonsberry for.
He did
for that.
That's a funny. Yeah, I just saw it in the chat. Yeah.
What about the Flyers one?
Flyers one. This one shocks me. Stanley Cup champion. Well, you got Lonsberry and Flett.
Bill
Flett
and Ross Lonsberry.
Yeah, I forgot Simone Gagne won a cup.
Yeah, with the Kings, 2012.
Yeah, so he fits that one. And now you have Kopitar. Let's see what the lowest one we have on there. Flett again. Bob Nevin, Bobby Baun, Eddie Olczyk, and some of these are pretty good. Modine, Carpenter, Peter Klima, Sean McGecker, and Neil Broughton. Our choice was Deadmarsh. That was 0.4. So still not bad, guys. We could have used Tomas Sandstrom right there, too. For this one, our low answers, I mean, these were all pretty easy ones. Beckern would have gotten a 0. Paul Fenton, Brian McClellan, Sid Apps, Bobby Baun, a very underrated. That's the same one that played for the Islanders, right?
Yeah, but yeah.
Miko Makala. Oh, Miko Makala. And Marc Parish. There's your Rob Brown right there.
Yeah.
Plenty of guys right there that we went with. And, of course, we don't need to break down the lowest one on here. Because it's like, name an LA King. Okay. Anyone.
Yeah. I still have an answer for freaking Bryce Harper. Holy crap.
What happened with Bryce Harper?
He just hit a leadoff double top of 6.
All right. Well, that ain't a good thing. Guys, by the way, what you think about the games yesterday? Did you think like St. Louis has come back for one? Utah, did they impress? And I forgot what the 8:00 game was. How about Ray Ferraro, by the way? Calling 2 games in 2 different time zones.
I would kill to do that.
Oh, that was always a good one. Yeah, Vinny Lecavalier, I believe he finished with the Kings. He went to the Flyers right after that. The Mike Richards was another one. And all right. By the way, guys, thanks for joining us. got over 100 yet again. Over 120. As we're going through all these different things. Still see that the Mets leadoff double given up by Quintana, as Phil just said, pitching change right there. So quick prediction, Phil, what do you think about tonight? Mike, I got to give you a call back when I get a minute. I'm sorry.
Rangers win. I'll go with 4-2.
I think there's definitely going to be a little bit of lack of focus. I think there's going to be, you might say 4-3 win tonight, maybe shootout, more overtime. We'll see. See what goes on right there. I think the Islanders tomorrow night. I think Utah's going to be pretty good, but I think the Islanders are going to come out good. And like we were talking about before, Sorokin coming out. Like Sorokin's not playing the play tomorrow, right?
No, Varlamov's the starter.
Hopefully Varlamov is still as sharp as he was when he finished the season.
I say 5-2 Rangers tonight over the Penguins.
Okay.
Oh, okay. What about tomorrow night, Islanders?
You know what? The last couple of years, the Islanders have dropped their home opener. I'm going to say that this year they win 3-2.
Phil, what do you think?
I'm going to say 4-3 Islanders. I think this is going to be a pretty close game.
Yeah,
I think for the Penguins, I'm going to say Ricard, Raquel, and Crosby get the goals.
It's always Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby's got.
Yeah.
He just eats the Rangers up.
Yeah, it does.
It's almost like to say, "Hey, don't you guys wish you had me?" And you know, I don't know, guys. I think it's I think that Islander game might be a little bit further. I think there might be a 4-2 win for the Islanders, empty netter, like a 2-2 game, nice and hard fought. We'll see about that. Off zip with goals. I think it's gonna. The Rangers tend to always have a guy that you don't think is going to score on opening night, and I think like Oscar Lindbergh that scored his first NHL goal in 2015, or at least Stepniak, who I believe had 2 goals in the home opener in 2014, 2015. So look for somebody like that, and you know what? Phil could be happy with it. Adam Enstrom scoring. That would be great.
Yeah. Say Alexis Lafreniere scored the first goal of the year for the Rangers once again.
Do you remember the late 2010s where the Rangers scored 3 consecutive seasonal opening games on the first shot?
No. I think it was 2. I remember 2 years in a row the Rangers scored on the first shot of the game against the Washington Capitals in like 07 and then in 08, I think they did the same thing. Opener.
Bless you.
Bless.
Nice. The Leafs Canadians game should be getting underway in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, so let's go watch that. There's baseball on. I know, Mark, you got to do dinner too. So,
yeah, I got a dinner date because I'm 31 days away from officially being a married man.
Oh man,
yeah, can't wait. We're going out. Gotta watch the place.
For you bettors out there, I know Mark mentioned it. Mark mentioned it before. I mean, the Leafs Canadians game you might not be able to bet on anymore because it's 7:07, but anytime goal scorer, you got the play I would do would be Lafreniere, McDavid, Kuzmenko, and Eichel. That's my pick for anytime goal scorers.
Okay,
we'll see.
Yeah, actually, we were talking about bringing this back. Anthony's bet recommendations. We'll throw that on there. So we'll try to have it on Instagram during the day. and then have you doing it for the night. Because guys, you know what? We all want you to make some money too, and that's the guy you follow his sports betting or his bets in general. He likes to sprinkle when with the roulette, so that's good.
I wonder what the odds are on that parlay would be.
What'd you have again?
I'll tell you right now. Actually, let's see. I said Lafreniere. So Lafreniere is plus 250 to score a goal, and then Eichel's plus 145. Kuzmenko, those are probably pretty. He's probably pretty high. I would imagine Kuzmenko's plus 270.
I love having center ice, man. So great, really is.
Yeah, I got to make sure I renewed my ESPN Plus because that's been very good.
So on FanDuel, that 4-leg parlay of Lafreniere, Eichel, Kuzmenko, McDavid, a $10 bet would win you $751.
Holy crap! Yeah.
If they all four score.
Let's go on that. Oh my God, put that in. $10 for that? Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you say again, Anthony? It was Lafreniere, Kuzmenko, and
McDavid, and who was the
Eichel and McDavid? Yeah.
Eichel and McDavid. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm down for that. Let's go.
It's a total of plus 70, 75. Well, 75-14. That's the odds.
Jeez, wow. Center ice is still a thing, David. Yes, it is.
I'm surprised McDavid to score goals plus 140. You would think that would be minus 100 or minus 120.
Yes, I mean, I'm guessing they're looking at the downswing in goals from 2023 to 2024. So
yeah,
that's true. Trouba is scoring first.
To shut people up.
Oh,
Unfortunately, Jacob Trouba is never going to shut anybody up. I mean, after all, I go back to it, guys, over and over again. But that Game 4 OT winner by the Panthers, where he's way past the faceoff dots.
Why are you going for a hit on a penalty kill, you idiot?
But yeah, you idiot. But
you sounded like Gru there from Minions.
See, I think
he was going for Ren and Stimpy.
I was going for Ren and Stimpy. My lovely fiance went for Gru. So, but by the way, there's one that said Don Radigan was saying last year Lafayette scored after having the worst preseason ever. I believe. Did Lafreniere score the first goal of the season last year? Or
yes, he did.
He did. Yes.
That's why I said it before.
Oh. By the way, Hawk,
Jacob Trouba is a plus 1,500 to score a goal.
Somebody nails on that. Oh my God! Do you imagine they hit a parlay of defensemen that are plus 1,500 and they put a $15 bet down and got $15,000 for it? Oh my God!
So get this. I mean, it's highly unlikely, but I just for shits and I'm not placing it, but just to give you an idea how far-fetched it would be. A three-leg parlay of Jacob Trouba, Will Cooley, and Jesse Puljujärvi scoring. $10 wins you $5,900.
Holy shit! That'd be great. Oh
yeah.
Man. I'm just gonna go on vacation with this $5,900 I just won from this absurd 3-leg parlay.
Yeah, Trouba, Puljujärvi, and Cooley.
Oh my God!
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I wonder how much a 4-leg parlay would be of Trouba, Edmondson, Ben Sherratt, and all scoring goals in the same game. Just give me the most Oh, the most like ridiculous parlay of like the defensive defenseman hitting like stay-at-home defenseman scoring goals.
Trouba, hold on.
Trouba, Sherratt.
Who's Sherratt's on what? Montreal?
What?
Winnipeg. Sherratt's on who?
Sherratt's on
Winnipeg?
Detroit.
Sherratt's on Detroit.
Oh, he's not playing tonight. I can't
damn.
do that. But,
Shit. It's got to be guys that are playing tonight, right?
Well, you can do futures, but it's just easier in this instance of just selecting.
All right, hold on. I'll give you guys that are playing tonight.
All right.
Give me a second.
I wonder if there's a stat for the fewest goals
selected. I already selected Trouba, so leave that as one. So I can just leave that.
Let's see.
Go to the Avalanche Golden Knights game.
Well, let's see.
Well, how about Ryan Graves?
Ryan Graves is not on the Avalanche.
He's on the Avalanche. He's on the Penguins.
Oh well.
See, Game Center.
Calvin DeHaan. Calvin DeHaan in. Oh my God.
So Calvin DeHaan is so obscure. He's not even. You can't even bet for DeHaan to score a goal. Well, how about this? So Josh Manson's plus 1,800. So I'll just select Josh because that's the. All right. So Josh Manson, Jacob Trouba. Let's pick someone random from the Flames Canucks game. Let's see.
Teddy Bluger.
Josh Manson's a good one then. Yeah.
Who?
I was just giving you a cup. Teddy Bluger.
Teddy Bluger. He's plus 600. I mean, there's what you could do. You could do Jake Bean for plus 1,900.
Yeah, do Jake Bean.
Jake Bean. Yeah.
All right. So I didn't. So I didn't even add a fourth guy. Just to give you an idea. So Jacob Trouba, Josh Manson, and Jake Bean all score a goal, and you put $10, you would win $60,000.
Cash out immediately afterwards.
I mean,
oh my God.
What?
Two of those guys scored. That'd be good enough.
You're like, I mean, not the $10 let you, but you'd be throwing that away. The chances of all three of them scoring would
it's
just
only
be
$10. I mean, that's
yeah.
$10 fucking 60,000 would be just my God.
I'm gonna make it more ridiculous, and I'm gonna go to the Jets Oilers game. I'm gonna add Dylan DeMello to this.
Dylan DeMello. My God.
All right. Hold on. So if you
tell me it's like $140,000.
Oh no. If you bet $8 on that 4-leg parlay, you win $826,000. I couldn't even do 10.
Dude, I'll throw $8 down on that right now. I'll Venmo you. You do that?
Yeah.
I couldn't even. You can't even bet 10 because the payout would make it more than $1 million, and that's the max. So you couldn't even bet $10 on that.
Oh, I'm so down to. Oh my God, this is great. I'll throw down $8 on that. If you plug that right now, I will Venmo you $8.
I would Venmo. I'd Venmo $3 in there too.
Oh my God!
You want to split that? Let's go. I'll throw $3 to you.
I mean that, but even $2 on that, you win $206,000.
Still, I would so plug that.
Just
bet.
I'll make the bet.
I'll Venmo you right now. I'll Venmo you $3 right now. I don't even care. You plug that and you show me confirmation. I'm sending you $3 right now in Venmo. Don't care.
That's amazing.
Because if I know we're not going to win that, but like, oh my God, that would just be hilarious if we somehow won
Because
Yeah, if they don't come back next Wednesday, we hit the parlay. Yeah,
We would all be.
We all took a vacation.
I do understand everybody's kind of hot to trot on Kaprizov potentially getting dealt at the deadline or something like that. I just don't see it happening for the Rangers.
They're not
And if they-
dealing him. Stop.
Yeah,
They're not dealing him. They're trying to win.
yeah. And if and he's kind of an affordable superstar, so that's another thing. Why would you do that?
They're
And
not
also,
going to be
once
able to
they're
go for him
done-
after his next deal. That's for sure. When that
Well,
next
all the
deal
cap
comes
penalties are
around,
gone, Phil.
he's
They're
getting
gonna be a little
12
more.
plus million.
Yeah, and he earns it, and he deserves it. So.
Yeah.
Suddenly pictures
Suddenly, suddenly pictures of Big Apple Hockey start showing up on the Big Apple Hockey Italy. Rather. Oh my God, that'd be great.
If we hit that, I'd just be like, babe, we're taking it now.
We're going to get
Taking
real
it
pizza,
right
babe.
now. Yeah.
Where? Italy.
Yeah. Igor for Kaprizov? I don't know.
I mean, I would love to do that, but there's no way that Minnesota would do that. And they have Wallstedt in their system. I mean, I'd be shocked if they would want to do that for a goalie. I mean, he's put up some pretty good numbers these last 2 years in Iowa. Well, Jesper Wallstedt. He only played 3 games last year.
Look, I crunched a lot of this stuff a long time ago, and it's hard for you to ever go and get a rookie goaltender, have him start game 1 of the season, and then actually like go on to win the Stanley Cup. There's been plenty of times where the rookies come in late. Like, after all, Ken Dryden won the Calder Trophy after winning the Conn Smythe, and that's happened. It's just, it doesn't happen where it's rookie starts game 1, takes them all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. It doesn't happen. They get burned out. Like, I can't even think of the last one. Was Hextall the last one? A rookie
goaltender that went to the finals
and opened the season.
And opened the season, yeah, because Ward didn't open the season. I can tell you
Correct.
that.
Matt Murray didn't.
Matt Murray didn't either.
Yeah. So there's 2 right
and
there.
Ward did not open the season. Huckmeta. Martin Gerber, I believe, was their opener that year.
Yeah, only get to how many games Cam Ward played that year. In 05-06, he only played 28 games.
Yeah, he wasn't the guy that went from.
And if I recall correctly, and Pete can get me on this one, but I think I'm right. Wasn't Arturas Irbe on that team? No.
No.
It wasn't. But Gerber was the guy. They go to Cam Ward, and he takes them all the way to the Stanley Cup. Gotta love that. By the way, thanks to everybody joining us from Instagram today. I keep on going back and forth, seeing everything.
They got blown out by the Lightning 5-2 in their opener in that game. Let's see here.
And by the way, rumor going that Kirby Smart might be going to the Jets.
Who?
Kirby Smart or Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Tigers.
Actually, Ward did play on opening night for them.
He did.
Yeah,
right.
But he came in relief for Gerber, who let up 4 goals on 19 shots.
But again, he only played 28 games.
Yeah, he only played. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, if you get a goalie like that and then you give him a workload, they're gonna have to replace the Sturgeon's workload.
All right.
And that's another hard part. It's just like it's a lot to ask for, like, say for it's like if it's the end of the year, let's say he's injured or Shesterkin and he can't play. Dylan Garand coming in and being and leading the Rangers Stanley Cup Finals, that wouldn't be nearly as the shocker as if he was playing opening night.
Yeah.
So I mean, Gerber played 28 games. Gerber played 60 games that year. Jesus, he came in a lot.
Yeah, games coming on in a few though. So,
all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up right there. Everybody, thank you very much for watching with us tonight. We got the game coming on in a few. This is the bet we were just talking about just now.
No, this is not the bet we were just talking about.
All right, hold on. This is a different one.
This is Kyle Connor, Leon Draisaitl, Jack Eichel, Cale Makar, Elias Pettersson, Jonathan Huberdeau, Philip Hedl, and Sidney Crosby all to score goals tonight. 100 wins, 881,000. Oh man.
Yeah.
We got to go $33 a piece. We were going to do that though.
Yeah. Maybe I'll take a look at that. See if I could get that. Trying to get it so that way I could at least get the lettering from there. All right. Now I'll have to take a picture of that later. I can do it right now and just send it to myself.
Yeah.
And there we go. Send to Big Apple Hockey. All right, guys. Everybody, thank you very much. Enjoy the game tonight. Let's see if the Mets can make this a game. They got a runner at second. Actually, first and second, I see right now, and nobody out. And first and second, nobody out. I think about bunting right there, Phil, especially when you're down by one run. Everybody, thank you very much. We're going to end the stream with the sketch in case if you missed it of what we're – I mean, I just don't understand Igor's negotiating tactics. Let me go for the highest ever by a long shot. Yeah, sure, buddy. Go see if you can get it. Everybody, thank you very much.
You what? You passed? How could you do that?
Jerry, my young friend. You're so naive. You are so naive. You know about a few things, but you are so far out of your element here, you're embarrassing yourself. Now listen to me. I'm negotiating. Negotiation. This is what you do in business.
Let me explain to you what you just did. If we pass, that's it. They go to the next show.
Ooh, I'm scared.
What do you think? They're up there going, hey, maybe we should give those two guys who have no experience and no idea more money.
Oh, what are we gonna do? I'm shaking.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Well, we'll just see.
Yes, we will.